All right, we're on.
So Shalom, we're the Hebrew Israelites. Come out here weekly, prophesying downfall of his kingdom. You know, aka America, aka daughter of Babylon. So trying to wake up the whole elect out there. Started off from the tribe of Judah all the way down to Issachar, and we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, great millstone. I'll get them out there that pushing the truth, the knowledge, sincerity, and salutation out there to the hopeful elect.
So, last week I was saying that the white man was the devil. Now I got to prove it. So, in Hebrews 4 and 15. Hebrews 4 and 15. So look at where it's at, and there, and you're going to go to the Hebrews. So, we got to talk about the devil. See, this week I was studying about Masada, the wars with the Jews and the Romans. Those were very, people hell in church. They were saying like 500 people were getting crucified every day. That's a lot.
In a day, right?
Yeah, every day. And that was like, I had to pause it and I was like, what? That's a lot. But, go ahead.
Hebrews 4 and 15. For we have not an high priest which cannot be touched with the feeling of our infirmities, but was all in all points tempted like as that we are, yet without sin.
So that has a new meaning to me because Yahushua was alive when the Roman Empire was driving. Those wicked bastards, he saw the wickedness. He felt the wickedness. He got put up there. He got oppressed. So he knows what it is to be under the devil. And that was a cruel time to be an Israelite.
Yeah, to even say that we serve Caesar or
Yeah. You gotta choose.
yeah.
So, man, it's so hard to be alive now these days because we got the inflation, we got the dollar devaluating, and everything's increasing in money. Everything's getting more expensive. Gas is crazy. Gas at $5.60.
Yeah. I was in St. Louis Market yesterday when we were at Roscoe, and we just got some shit, right? And it went up to it was like $75 for like 4 or 5 items. It was like almost $80. Tax was like 5 something.
But you got those 5 items, and then you paid the taxes for those items, and then you put gas, and then you paid the taxes for the gas.
Oh yeah, yesterday I spent like 200, like 200, like easy though.
It's like now that should be a good staple for a man to be able to provide for his family. Now, especially because of what's going on with the dollar. So that's how they get us to participate in society. They force us to live in it, and then we have to pay taxes. They gotta pay the gas prices. Now, listen to what I'm saying. You got to. There's no choice. Where you gonna go? Where we gonna go? We have to pay those taxes. We have to get gas at that rate. I have to buy my kids' clothes and everything like that. You have to buy your kids' clothes. That's expensive.
And they still tax like these cool shirts.
And part of that, the wars was based on a tax that the Roman Empire imposed on the Jews. Like either if you want either you sacrifice to Rome and their gods, or you pay a tax.
I got this reason.
Go ahead.
Luke 2 and 1. And it came to pass that in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world shall be taxed. Even back then, he knows how to go up and had to go and ran him back then.
So this is happening. This is still happening. So now, it's my burden as a teacher to serve you, brotherhood, and to explain this to you. Because it's not just a thing to say the white man's the devil. If we say that, then that's fine, but we've got to prove it. then that gives them the right to come up here and say you're a hater.
I hate that.
But on the opposite, they come up here and say, we don't tell them that they're the devil. Okay, they just see and they prove it, you know. And then we say, okay, you're the devil. So can you get Revelation 12, starting at verse 9? Now this is where it's going to get interesting. So go to the book of Revelation, is the last book in the
Revelation 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out to the earth, and the angels were cast out with him.
So he was cast out to the earth, and the angels were cast out with him. So yeah, that's at that time the devil was the Roman Empire. So I got a list of emperors of Rome, but more importantly, don't read that from the king.
Revelation 12 and 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent.
That great dragon. So if you look at the word dragon, sometimes it'll take you to this word called dragoon, which is because I have a whole Bible, it's an old dictionary, it's like an etymology, but it's an archaic version, so it's like the old words that they use to describe things. So dragoon is what somebody described as a French legionnaire army, is when they shoot the scope at you, because at the end of the scope the fire comes out. So it's like dragons. So the dragons, they call it the dragon's grip.
Well, this Gates, man, they called it, I forgot which one, it's Draco. It's a heavy artillery weapon, though. I forgot which one. I don't know if it's the AR-15 or I don't know which one it is, though, but they called it Draco.
Those are bad weapons, man. Those are heavy. Like they'll break down doors.
Oh, yeah.
You see a house, any house, you could bust down that door with those AR, AK shotguns, AK-12. That's like boom, 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 like super fast. Like lets out 10 rounds in like a second. That door is gonna fly.
Yeah, because you see the fire.
Yeah, because that's their weapon. They got the gun. So we always go into Genesis 27, 40. We always go through this. But let's go to 2nd Esdras 11 and 1. So this is the Apocrypha. You won't see it in the Bible.
Second Esdras 11 and 1. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle.
Okay, so now it's talking about a sea, and the eagle's coming out of it. Also, remember in Revelation, I think it's 18, when it's talking about the great dragon, or maybe one of those chapters, maybe 16, and the sea, you know, the great dragon came out of the sea, or the beast that came out of the sea. I think it's Revelation 13. But all those chapters in Revelation talk about the beast. They all talk about the beast. So remember, this is another one form of a beast coming out of the ocean. And the ocean refers to people.
See, yeah. But keep people like think literal, like you know what I'm saying? Like
How the fuck is a fucking eagle gonna come out of the water?
yeah. How like they're
breathe air.
Yeah. Forgot that word, but they fly in the air, you know.
Yeah.
They're
What do you call them? Avians.
yeah,
Who's in the air, they belong in the air.
yeah, because what's up, pilot aviator, you know, yes, we're ready to get.
Yeah, so
Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feather wings and 3 heads.
12 feathered wings and what?
And 3 heads.
And 3 heads. So the 12 feathers, I'm going to explain what the 12 feathers are. Those are the Roman empires. Rulers started with the Julius Caesar Augustus. And he ruled, and he was the head. He was one of those heads. Julius Caesar ruled from 27 BC, and then he died later on. And then it was Augustus, and then Tiberius, Caligula, Nero, and that was during the Tiberian dynasty. And then it was Gable Arthur, Vespasian, and Domitian. And when Julius Caesar was the first head, he also had two friends, so two of his colleagues that were part of the other three heads, which formed the triumvirate, which completes the 12 feathers.
He did it, yeah.
So the triumvirate is Gaius Julius, so that's Julius Caesar, and then Pompeius, Magnus, and Marcus Licinius Crassus. So those three are the heads, which form the triumvirate, and then the feathers are, because if you look at the eagle, the feathers represent the people that ruled during those separate times. And we read verse 2.
Verse 2. And I saw, and behold, she spread the wheat all over the earth.
Damn, see, now this is getting fantastic. I'm glad I did this lesson because now it's making crystal clear sense. When she spread her wings, that means that she covered the earth.
You know what I'm saying? The earth.
And I have a ring that I was given by my grandfather as an inheritance. It's a silver ring with the blue sapphire on it, and it's a Nazi ring. I think they stole it from a Nazi guy. So it has an eagle with two heads, and the wings are spread. So the two heads means it's going to roll from the east to the west, and then the eagle wing spread means it's going to control it. So it's not only going to be that it's hid, it's going to spread that far. So you see,
With the woman, you got that story, you know?
yeah. So you see a jet in the sky. It's got wings. That's an iron eagle. They always refer to the eagle because that's Rome. That's Rome.
Go back to it. And I was talking to some Jake from I went to school with him a couple days ago. Haven't seen him in a while. He recognized me, and I just brought up this whole situation, though, you know. And he said, "Bro, America's like Rome again." And I was like, "Man, that's the spirit."
Yeah, sure.
And then he was like, "Man, because you know, he was saying Rome was into that weird feminism type of shit." Now you see her today, he's like, "Man, it's exactly like Rome." But he had to go and shit because, you know, I could go more to detail, but he just, it was literally a thing he said.
So the Lord does that thing in little pieces. Let's say you want a car. You want a car, right? So the Lord has to make you want the car, but then He's going to make you think about how you're going to get there. And then He's going to provide that way, and that way is going to be clear and known. So you're going to get a job, right? I'm going to teach you skills. We're going to put windows up. We're going to put drywall. We're going to paint. We're going to try to get as much money as we can so you can get that car, right? So that's how you do it. And then the Lord will put things into action. You know?
Yeah, I was lucky. I remember being his age. My dad would take me to like houses and paint the walls and shit, and cutting like the woods and that. When I was like his age, I remember, and at first I didn't like it, but then I started liking it at the time. And I was like, you know what? And it became beneficial later for me. You know? So it's like always like that. It might not like it, but trust me, the outcome you'll see it. You feel it.
Your value will increase because the value of a man is based upon what his skills are. How much he can provide. Let's say you have a shitty ass job, but you have tons of skills. You can have that shitty ass job to get that little bit of income, and then you can like soup up cars, mod them, and then sell it. Let's sell $30,000 car for $60,000. You made $30,000 because it's hard work. It's always hard work. Nothing's ever given to somebody. You know, people that ask you for things, yeah, you should help people out because you're gonna one day need help. And the Lord's gonna help you. So if somebody asks you for $1, give them $1 if you have that dollar.
You know, that's the spirit too, because today I see my cousin's, you know, he's into drugs and all that. He's homeless. And I actually seen him. I haven't seen him in I don't even know how many months. And I actually seen him today when I was pumping gas. And I told him, you know, I was like, hey, you know, come over here, you know, like, because he said my name and I went. And I was like, here, you know, $10, man. He's like, yeah, I told him, better, man. Because I was going to tell him to write, I didn't have a paper to write the name down. Because he started taking off, you know, but that's the spirit. Because I literally did that today, you know. But I just did it too, you know, spirit, you know, but I was like, you know. And he's in a bad condition. He's homeless.
So when you give, you get back. Rome gave us hell, now they're going to get it back. These people are still here. That's probably a Roman guy right there. That's living right there. That shit is funny. Like, we see these people all day long in our daily lives. Sometimes we talk to them and have a good conversation. But don't forget, these people are the devil. Okay? They're wicked beyond compare. Next one is 11:3.
2 Ezra 11:3. And beheld, and out of her feathers there grew other contrary feathers, and they became little feathers and small.
See? So there was large feathers which in the like pinion, and it helped us see perfect. See that bird that's flying? Those large feathers on the end of that wing is called pinions, and the ones in between them are called little feathers. So that helps the whole eagle fly, right? These are the big conquerors, but in between there was also other rulers, little feathers, like the five good emperors. You know, that was from 96 to 98. That was Nerva, Trajan. Trajan was from 98 AD to 117, and then Hadrian and Antonius Pius. And Antonius Pius means the good man, and then Marcus Aurelius. So those are also feathers part of the rulership. You see, not all of them. And then the next one will tell you something.
But her heads were at rest. The head in the midst was greater than the other, yet rested it with the residue.
So that head that was in the middle, that's Julius Caesar. Because he's the first one that formed the whole Roman Empire. He was the one that everybody wanted to lead.
Yeah, because he actually fought with, you know what I mean, his army though. He wasn't one of those emperors that would just get the, you know what I mean?
Which could have been Alexander the Greek.
Oh, yeah.
In the reincarnation.
Yeah.
That's how he was.
Yeah, because he was older too, you know?
And that makes a whole bunch of sense. If you come back and you're locked. So in every captivity that we were in, we were prophesied. We've always been Hebrew Israelites. Nothing's ever changed except society. Now they got cars. Got everybody riding in a shell. Yeah, it's sharing right there.
Sharing it. We had to, you know. We had to be people prophesying, you know?
Yeah. Next one,
What?
and these people are looking, and they're like, oh, look, there's one white guy, and the rest of them are Asian. So he's hella out of place. That's a Roman right there.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Verse 5. Moreover, I beheld, and lo, the eagle flew with their feathers and rained upon earth and over them that thou dwelt within.
So they ruled about all the countries, and all the countries had to pay them taxes, like here, paying taxes. You know, it's going, you gotta pay your taxes, or else you get in trouble. You gotta pay your car taxes. You gotta pay your insurance.
Everything, you don't pay your insurance, so you can't even drive your car.
Yep.
You know?
Let's skip to 8.
8. Watch not at all once, sleep everyone in his own place, and watch by force.
So this is saying that each one of these rulers had their time to rule, and they didn't all rule at the same time. It was throughout a period of time, because it says 27 BC, well, I'm counting to 180 AD after the Yahushua. So, man, that's a long time to rule.
Yeah.
That's a long time. That's why it said the wings spread. Because, man, imagine how long it took to conquer Gad and the Mexicans.
Yeah, but after
That was years.
Yeah, it wasn't overnight, you know.
Mhm.
They were fighting though, even those down to
Even the Arawak Indians. Yeah, all of us, we had to fight this devil so many damn times.
Yeah, because that Inca, the emperor, the last one that grew up in a monarchy, his name was Tupac Shakur. About Tupac Amori. He's the one that his people revolted against the protests and all them, right? But he was like, you know what, there's too much bloodshed, therefore let's just cause the truth. But you know what that devil did? He chopped his arms off, killed him like in public and shit, you know? Because he trusted in Esau.
Because he had honor and integrity, and he thought that Esau was going to honor his integrity.
But no, what he did, killed him, chopped his arms off.
And that brings me to the next point. These devils are going to pay. So they're going to pay in a horrible. We see how they chopped off a king's chopped off his arm and made a public fool out of him.
Killed him. Yeah.
Like Yahushua, they did that to him. They spat on him, they beat him, put that crown on him, made him bleed.
Yeah.
Made him, you know they made him cry. That motherfucker hurt him. They were kicking him, punching him. But we have the distinct pleasure of applying for a job where we get to be the elect, and we get to bring those motherfuckers to Yahushua.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bring them here to Yarn. I'm gonna fucking throw them on the ground, and it's gonna be an earthquake, and they're gonna be all shattered, and he's gonna have to put them back together so that he can punish them. So we're gonna get fun. Yahushua is gonna get fun. And I already told Yahushua, you know, I made him promise to say, look, Lord, if I get to be one of these elected, I keep doing what I'm doing. You give me everything I need. I'm gonna give you a planet, and I'm gonna grow some wine for you. Great wine, the best.
I remember when you said, like, you get a job and come out here prophesying, right? Years ago, right?
Yeah.
I remember that you said that, though, you know, like, you know, get this job, you know, you stick to your work, you know, because the integrity that you showed, you still out here, you know?
You got to do it, man. It's like Clark Kent and Superman. You know, I'm Clark Kent 6 days out of the week. Man, I'm Clark Kent 7 days out of the week. But for an hour or two, I'm Superman. That's worth it, right?
Yeah.
That's a fair trade. That's a fair trade. And even though there's millions of Israelites that know that they're Israelites, not all of them are going to be the elect. Because you know there's some dumbass idiots that think that they're Israelites.
Yeah, and they think that, oh, I'm saved just by being an Israelite, but they don't do that, you know? They think by being an Israelite, they're good, though, you know?
Yeah. So let's get Revelation 12 and 10. So that is the old serpent and called the devil and Satan. All those people that I mentioned in the Roman Empire, and then in Esdras, gave you the explanation. Do you see how beautiful the truth is? Man, that's a bunch of understanding to me.
Yeah, because not even your average person pastor could explain that. He's like, feathers over the world, earth, right? He said over the earth. How is it, you know what I'm saying? Over the earth, though. That don't make sense. How are you going to break that, the Christian pastor going to break that down?
And I don't know if you ever seen them old movies where they have that eagle that covers, it has the wings that covers the earth.
Oh, yeah, the one that, the gold one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see those. Yeah,
so that makes a whole lot of sense. Like they're throwing things in our face, but only some dumb idiot. 99.9% of the population on Earth, it will just bounce off their skull, and they'll be like, man, change.
Yeah, because they wouldn't get it.
They wouldn't get it. They're not gonna get it. It's hard. They've been certain.
Revelation 12 and
12 and
10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
So that's talking about Yahushua coming and giving us the chance to save ourselves. Now has come salvation. Because the devil has come to you in great wrath. And this devil, Julius Caesar, Augustus, Tiberius, Caligula, Nero, Naboth, Vespasian, Domitian, Pompeius, and Crassus, they were killing Jakes left and right like sport.
And then those emperors, right? I mean, the rulership could last more than how many years? Like,
that's it, the long, like 20 years, because they were killing each other. This devil killed each other.
Yeah.
They don't want to rule. They don't want to share rules. They want it all for themselves.
And they're Edomites, because Nero's the one that killed himself, right?
Yeah.
You know?
But then there's a point. I think I got it. Revelation 20, but let's not get that right now. Let's get it. Revelation 20 and 3.
20 and 3?
Yep.
Revelation 20 and 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he shall deceive the nations no more, till 1,000 years shall be fulfilled, and after that he must be loosed a little season.
So that was at the time, because now there's a controversy. But before, at the old school teaching, it was communists. That's not true because the 5 good emperors. So then, those are the 5 good emperors that locked up Esau, put him in the bottomless pit, made him run to Europe because the bottomless pit is Europe. You can't get no resources down there.
Can't go shit. You know
You
what I'm
can't.
saying? Can't go shit.
They don't export no food. Nothing. They have to buy everything.
Yeah, because I don't think
They don't do nothing
Nothing though.
because it's a bottomless pit. There's nothing there. No minerals. So there's no minerals, and these people right here, they're straight up buying from everybody else. You see, because in Europe they don't have any natural gas to dig up, so they have to get it from Russia.
Yeah, so no,
Yeah.
they gotta get them from there.
This is Russia right here. It's over here, and then this is Europe to the west. There's a pipeline going to Ukraine. That's why there's a big war going to Europe, getting natural gas and propane, all the gas. But now they can't get gas.
So that's a problem.
So that's a problem.
Yeah.
And Russia's saying, look, you can pay me in rubles and we'll send you the gas. And then Europe's like, I would love to do that. But this devil, the great dragon, the serpent, that was cast down to the bottomless pit, Satan, he fucked me up. And the Julius Caesar now at this time is Biden. He's an emperor right now.
Yeah.
And you can tell me he's dumb and stupid, yes, I agree with you. But guess what? He's still fucking emperor.
No matter what. And then that guy was telling you that he was there shaking hands with nobody was there. Like this guy's a bummy though up there, you know?
But even though he's an emperor, he's not the elite of his people. There's the Rothschilds, the Amalekites, all those motherfuckers, Oppenheimers.
They're the ones that make the big moves though, you know?
Yeah. So let's say, what's the name? Well, let's say the insurance companies, the New York Times. That was from a long time ago, right? They were paying people for lost slaves. Like if your slave died, they would give you the insurance.
Oh, that's right too. And I was gonna say too, they used to brand them.
Yeah.
It was called it was a brand. You know which brand it is? It's, you know that football player, I don't know football player with the team in New Orleans.
Yeah,
the Florida Leagues.
Yeah.
That was like that flower type thing though. That was like the same brand that they would brand the slaves back in the day. To
And
know
that
who's
represents
owners.
saints.
Yeah, exactly.
So they know.
Yep.
Imagine a fucking.
It's French Florida than leagues. Florida than leagues.
Yeah. Imagine some white guy coming up to you, just branding you.
Yeah. So I know what you're talking about when it comes to that insurance with they,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because they look at us as property. And Apostle Kabar did a video that really hit me hard. He said, "Are you a monkey, a parrot, or I want to be a fucking dragon, okay? I want to be a dragon. I want to understand things for myself. Nothing feels better than understanding. Because now that I'm explaining things to you, for the second time, I understand it. Because the first time I was going through it, I was like, okay, I got to make sure I get this right because I'm feeding the lambs. I'm feeding the kids. You know how I feed my chickens every day? Oh, I try to. I can't miss a feeding. I can't miss the feeding for you guys. I can't miss the feeding. That's one of those conditions. If I want my power, if I want my wives, if I want my children, if I want my cars, if I want my chariots, if I want my kingdom, I got to do this the right way. There's only the right way.
Yeah. Because what is like, I was trying to tell the book of John with Peter, right?
Yeah.
Feed my flock three
Feed
times.
my flock.
3 times a ton.
That's the best thing you can do. So let's go to Ephesians 1 and 7. Well, actually, let's go to Revelation 12 and 11.
12.
Yep.
Revelation 12 and 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of the testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death.
Do that again.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb.
Yeah, so they overcame these guys by the blood of the Lamb. They overcame because we would have still been fucked up. Well, we got fucked up still, but we would have never had the chance to get the opportunity to be part of a kingdom where we're gonna have amazing power. It's like those shows we watch. Like I don't want to be like Thanos. I want to be like Darkseid.
Oh, yeah, come fucking shit up.
Come fucking shit up. My laser beam is gonna.
Yeah,
You're not gonna.
exactly.
You're gonna duck and it's gonna get you right in the head.
Yeah.
It's not. They're gonna have a mind of their own. Not only that, my kids are gonna fuck you up.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
They're gonna get that fucking anger in them. And I'm gonna be like, oh man, I better get down to this ass whooping myself, or this guy's gonna take all of it. So guess what? And your house is gonna come down and he's gonna fuck everything up. Big time.
And then it's how they put the songs that go back to the little ones. So
Yeah,
Stones.
yeah.
You know?
So if you remember that movie, The Predator, when the big giant predator came out, it was bigger than the other one.
The other one,
and he
they
fucked the
fought.
other
Yeah,
one up.
yeah.
Man, that's like your house. You come down, but he's not gonna get killed. He's not gonna get killed.
I think the other ones even feared him, huh?
Yeah, the other one's feared him.
Yep. They feared him, man.
That's how it's gonna be. Now we can go to the future for one second. Just imagine your house shack. Imagine Darkseid. But he never got hit, shot to his neck. He never got stabbed.
Yeah.
Nothing, and all those weapons would break. Now, he had to come and be a man and suffer at the hands of these fucking devils like we are. That's why I got Hebrews 4:15. You know, so that was understanding. Because he went through it, so you gotta go through it. Because the master is not greater than his servant.
Because you have to go suffer for his sake, you know?
Yeah.
And it's about and talk about that.
And it's all about understanding. Like if I tell you about painting and you never painted before, you won't understand it. So my supervisor was trying to tell me, you know, there's a faster way to do it. And I didn't understand until I saw a video. So you get the roller, dip it, get it dredged, and then you go down, and then you start going up and down.
Oh, yeah,
down,
see,
up,
you go, yeah.
Because there's a big glob of paint that you're gonna re-roll your paint roller. And then I got it.
Yeah, because you could use that same paint that, I got you.
And then there's a thing called cutting. Let's say this is the ceiling. You gotta get that brush nice and then you gotta feather it out.
Okay,
Man, I was painting for the last 2 days I was getting into it.
Because you got to dig the detail, huh?
Yeah, and then you gotta take off the boxes.
Yeah.
You gotta take off the cover plate so you can get a nice cool even coat. It's not, you know, it's easy when you get to learn all those skills, but it's not easy if you don't know.
And you don't understand it.
It could be intimidating.
Yeah, because some people don't have even the patience to even like to do it though. You know, they lose patience and like now, like quick. You know.
Yeah.
So it's about applying yourself. You know, it's the same thing when you know, coming to the truth though. You're trying to read the Bible. You're trying to understand it. But it's like I don't understand. You know. But guess what, man? That I'm talking that me personally though. There's always brother DMS though. Type in Ephesians, Revelation. Type in and then just put the chapter and the verse though. Some brother from different places will break it down to you because that's what I would do. You just write the notes down and then you'll start learning because when you start first trying to read the Bible, like I don't understand this, so
That's why I'm making this video. So that if you have questions, and I'm not around, you can just go to my channel and look up that video. Watch all the videos, and you get understanding. And then it's like Superman, because his father was in a computer chip.
Yeah.
He was always there to talk to his son.
Yeah.
Until Zod erased him.
Oh yeah.
So hey, our father is always here because he got the keys now. He got the pepper.
Ephesians 1:7. In whom we have redemption through his blood, the forgiveness of sins, according to the riches of his grace.
Yeah. So now we have a chance because of his blood that got spilled during these times where the devil was at his most violent with our people. Now we get a chance to redeem ourselves.
Yeah, because man, them Romans, man, they were talking about they were like probably miles of dead bodies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They killed 500 people
He said, hey, I somehow.
And that was just one rule. That was during the
the other
Messiah.
ones, though,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was, okay, so they had wars, and then they had to do with the lead by examples, and then they had the sacrifices. These guys, these Romans were always fucking killing them. And they killing them over sacrificing the saints.
And you don't think they gotta pay? Like, they have to pay though, you know what I mean? They gotta pay though. Right? You motherfuckers, there's so much wickedness in the earth though, especially to our people though, that you think they can just brush it off like that though? Like, nah,
Yeah.
man, that's why there's a thing called reincarnation and shit.
You gotta come back and pay for this shit.
So, yeah.
So, and I was thinking about that too. Reincarnation is heavy because my cousin just recently died, and I'm thinking he doesn't have a chance to repent. Because now he died, and I'm thinking like, man, you know, these two boys of mine, they have a chance to repent because they're still alive. So now you have a chance to repent. And what greater gift can a father give his son than the opportunity to provide for himself salvation, you know? That's the fucking most valuable thing I can give to anybody, to any brother.
Yeah. Which I believe is recently felt like, because what you said is, you know, it's big or heavy though, you know? Ecclesiastes 30:4. It said, no, I'll get 3 and 4. He that teaches his son braveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice with him. 4. Though his father died, yet he is as though he were not dead, for he hath left one behind him that is like himself. See?
That's it. So that's why we've been catching hell, because we were even though they try to beat it out of us, which means try to extinguish that connection between us and outside and out. Now it's burning even harder.
Yeah, 'cause what, how many, I think there's 20 chapters that the slave Bible had, like the Edomites, was it 20, how many?
Yeah.
I think it was like 20, it's like 20 books, chapters, yeah, I think 20 chapters of the slave Bible we had, and they took out, you know what I'm saying, the main ones though, but
So that's why King James did this.
I'm gonna get into, a little bit of King James too, which is weird.
Hey, that's the spirit